29.
28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14.
13. 12.
11.
10.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2. 1.
0.
Well, howdy. Sorry we didn't have a live on Monday, and I'm sorry the live on Friday was not. I was live for like 5 minutes on Friday. Couple things happened. Internet wasn't good, and there just really wasn't anyone here. There was a bunch of other people live, I guess. So maybe we'll look at not doing Friday lives if there's going to be a bunch of people live at the same time, because it just doesn't make sense to spend that much time on a Friday if there's just not going to be anyone show up. So I made the command decision that I wasn't going to stick around for a live feed where I was going to have to fill all that time in dead air space. May do the same thing tonight. I have yet to decide. But what's going on, guys? Mark, I'm trying to see what's going on with my internet, which it's telling me right now there's no issue with my internet. But StreamYard's telling me that I have low signal, and I'm like, no, I fucking know. As soon as we get a handful more people in, I will definitely start talking about. I had a couple things I wanted to address, things that have been going on. It's hot. I've got the garage door open, so a couple things I want to address. I know you guys have seen it. There's either one or several people that are pretending they're me in live feeds. I'm gonna tell you right now. No offense to Bees or Knives Fast or any of those guys. There are two live feeds. The only live feeds that you will ever see me in and interacting in are Jared Neves, Tri-State EDC. Every once in a while, I will drop into one of Bees' live feeds and just say hi. That's it. Ones that I watch regularly, there's only two. I just don't have time. There's only two other channels that I even watch, and that's Jared and that's Tri-State. I'm as far as knife channels. I'll try to catch some of the stuff that Bobby DeMarco does. Jim Skelton stuff, as much as I love Jim, I don't even watch his channel. Speaking of which, Jim's going to be our guest on Friday. So Friday, we're going to go early. So I'm going to talk to Bees. I'm going to send him a message and ask him if he can adjust his time so that you guys don't miss the fact, because I have to go an hour and a half early because Jim's in Texas and he has a set schedule. So we're going to go an hour and a half early on Friday. So I'm going to ask Bees if maybe we can work something out so that either he can go before or after me or something like that. I know you guys can rewatch it, but there's a lot to be said for being able to interact directly with the guest. Jim's going to be on. If you guys have questions for Jim, you can't ask him if you're rewatching it. So is Jared still live? See, this is telling me that my network gateway is down. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. Guys, we may have to this thing's telling me I have no internet. Can you guys how's my internet connection? Does it seem okay to you guys? Because according to the app, I'm not even connected to the internet. So if you guys lose me, or if it's getting bad, let me know. If it ends, I will if I get kicked off, I will definitely restart. I had problems last night. I started a gaming channel, and since I don't sleep, I'm like, fuck it. I play video games all the time. Started a gaming channel. I'm playing Spider-Man right now. Never played it, so I'm doing a first playthrough of it. And I'm doing a first playthrough of it, so I definitely want to play that game a good bit. But I was like, why waste that time? I mean, I could be interacting with fans. So if you guys want to, I posted it up in the community tab yesterday. gaming channel. It's just CrazySharp. CrazySharp Games is the name of the YouTube channel for my gaming stuff. So since I don't sleep, I play video games when I can't sleep, or if there's like downtime with stuff uploading, I'll play a game or something like that. So I figured, why not do it so that we can interact that way? How's the bum hole? Well, there's not been a problem with my bum hole. I don't know. I don't know what you're alluding to. There's no problem with my bum hole. I don't care whether people like it or not. I'm going to point it out to you guys. Aiden is a paying member, and Aiden drops a super chat in every video. I keep telling the paying members they don't have to drop super chats. They're already paying for content. But if you guys like the content, support you. Like I donate to Jared. I donate to Cole in super chats. If you enjoy content, think about supporting those channels. We don't do it for free. So I know that you guys got to see the video about this. This is the deadlock. Let's see here. Where's my... Let's take that down. There's nothing wrong with my bottom hole, Aiden. This is that Hawk Knives deadlock. That thing sounds... Listen to that. So solid. Chuck it. Said suck it. JB Knife Collector. Oh, by the way, I updated the members list for the end of the videos. So if you don't see your name up there anymore, it's because you're no longer a paying member. And I'm going to use that list. I am going to go what was it I was going to say? I'm going to use that list. I have to go through. So if you're currently on the Gilded server and you know that your membership has lapsed, I'm going to boot you because this week I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to do the members giveaway that I keep saying I'm going to do, even though it's the 10th. So, you know, Mike, if you could stream closer to payday, I'd hook you up with some more. I stream 3 times a week, every week. I don't know what payday is. I don't know what day your payday is. So, at any rate, this is the first knife, first out the front. I'd have to say it's probably the first knife overall that I actually have to say is perfect. I can find nothing wrong with this. No issue. When it's open, man, that is so balanced. It just sucks that I have to give it back to Nico. Listen to this. Listen to it on the Echo. See, Polly, I say nice things to Polly in his shit, and then he comes in here and he's so unhappy that the idea of someone else being happy is abhorrent to him. Like he wakes up in the morning and he looks at himself in the mirror and he's like, "Fuck, I'm still me." So he has to shit on other people to make his life feel normal. I am happy. I'm happy till I talk to you. No, I'm not miserable. See, that's the thing. I'm like, I tell Polly all the time. I talk to Polly on the phone, and I'm like, Polly, you know why you're miserable? Because you're a piece of shit, and everybody can see it, and they can feel it, and you treat people like crap, and then you wonder why no one wants to be around you. It's gonna be a long, unhappy existence for Mr. Purple Heart, but he does good barbecue videos. No, that's what your wife said. No, that's not what my wife said. Polly loves being miserable. Polly likes to soak in his miserableness. He marinates in it. Let's see here. A couple things I want to talk about. Like I said, you're going to live a long and miserable life, and you're going to die alone and sad. I'm kidding. I love Polly. He is a bit much at times, though. So yeah, what I was saying is there's someone that's going in to other people's feeds and they're pretending to be me. So it's not me. You guys know it's not me. If you want to just ridicule them, if you happen to see it, if you want to report it, I don't care what you do. I'm just letting you know it's not me. Like if you see on Knives Fast or Bees Blades or any of those other ones, it's not me. but someone's going around also, and I catch most of them. I have changed some of the filters. So if you guys try to say something about giveaway and stuff like that, most of the time it's going to get caught by the filters. There's someone that's going in and is telling people, and I know you've heard Jared talk about it, and Todd Begg made a post about it today, but they're going in and they say that they say that you won something. And if you guys know, I don't do giveaways here on the main channel. If I'm going to do a giveaway, it's going to either just be me telling the people in the Gilded server who won, or I'll do a members only video and draw that number, and we go through that whole thing. And I need to do that. I kept meaning to do that, that Beagle, and stuff like that. But see, I would say Polly's doing it, but I don't think he's really smart enough to, I don't think he's really smart enough to go in and make multiple accounts and stuff like that. Like we've had a hard enough time getting Polly to figure out like how to spell his name. So it's okay. Let me hold your hand. Follow me. That's the loop. That's the loop for the P. No, don't go back around. Don't. You're ripping the paper. You're pushing too hard. So there's that. The other thing was, I am not going to Blade Show West. Polly, you got any room to talk? 2.5 inches of dangling fury. I'm not going to Blade Show West. What I am going to do is there's a collab video that's going to happen that same weekend. Yeah, pretty sure one of my neighbors overdosed. Well, I know one of my neighbors overdosed. It's the asshole ones. So my crackhead, meth head neighbors catty cornered me. Yeah, it was there was an ambulance there, and there was cops there, and I hear him like, yeah, I administered 2 doses of Narcan, and I'm like, yeah. I may not be able to hit the bottom of a soup can, but I can hit the sides of a tuna can. So I have an idea for what I want to do tonight, and it's not going to be our typical Mall Ninja thing. Is there static? Can you guys hear static, or is it just my headphones? I can't tell. Pro Poly, I was at E5 for like 5 years? 5 years in E5 before I made E6. Yeah, something like that. Like five or 6 years. I think I made it on my 6th. Okay, so it's just me. Totally clear. Okay. It's because all the cords are so close. I'm pretty sure of it. When I talk, I can hear static coming through my headphones. It's not the headphones themselves. The headphones are great. So at any rate, a little static when I talk. You're the only person, Will, so I'm just going to ignore you. Jesus Christ, my computer's getting hot. Yes, that's what I told you. I sent a text when we were talking about it. I was like, yeah, I heard him like administered. So it was a cop there was a cop here, and a supervisor unit showed up with like a sergeant. And I heard him. He's like, yeah, administered two doses of Narcan nasally. And I was like, oh yeah, dude overdosed. And there was an ambulance here and shit. So doesn't fucking surprise me at all. Why do you think the pew pew's just sitting right there? You know why? Because I don't fucking trust my fucking crackhead meth head neighbors. So, at any rate, what I was saying I want to do tonight is I want to look at the stuff that they have on Arizona Custom. So we look at Mall Ninja stuff, but no, he's not. He did not shuffle off this mortal coil, Dave. So what I want to do is here, and I will give people. I know Jared's probably still running, like he's just running his mouth, his talking. Even though he knows I go live the same time. Oh, you guys can see my little stand over here. What I was going to say is I want to go to Arizona Custom Knives. I want to look at their new arrivals, and we're going to look at it. I'm going to let you guys kind of vote whether it's worth the cash or now pass. So that's going to be your thing. Worth it, worth the cash, or nah, I'll pass. They've got a lot of cool stuff. on Arizona Customized, but they also have some weird stuff. And what we have to take in consideration, I'm going to give you the rules on this. What we're going to take into consideration is price, perceived value, and you got to bounce those, and then whatever the fuck it's whatever the fuck it looks like. Like, does it look like Mall Ninja crap? But they're trying to sell like heaters, like heater knives. Those typically sell for like $2,000, and I'm like, fucking how? Like that's the like heater knives are like the visual representation of what a stroke feels like. I'm convinced of it. So who are you arguing with? Like, there's no one even talking to you. Like, none. Like, are the voices in your head a little loud today? Well, see, the problem is here, Will, is San Diego is really big, and cops are in a lot of different areas that there aren't ambulances. Like, we have a substation, like literally I can walk from my house to the substation in probably 2 minutes. So cops down here carry narcotics. I don't see it as a reason. Like, cops are going to have to show up anyway. They're probably going to be the first one. Hello here from Jared. Wait, welcome Michael Upchurch and Quentin Bundy. Bundy, as in owl, or, you know, that other one that they have documentaries about. You know what I mean. So that's my plan. Who's Jared? We've talked about this a bunch of times. Neves Knives. So, Chuck it, I'm going to disagree with you because, allow me to throw this out there. My mother is a recovering addict, and I'd be pretty upset if somebody just let my mom die if she had had an overdose. I'd be pretty upset about it. So just saying, like, throw things out there. You might not get the response you want. Like, if I was the asshole that a lot of people to portray me to be, I'd be really upset with you right now, and I'd be like, fuck you, Chuck it, and stuff like that. But to tell you the truth, my mother was addicted to opiates for a lot of years, went to a 6-month rehab program, came back out, got her job back at the hospital as a nurse, and did the rest of her career. Now, had somebody not taken a vested interest in my mother, she probably would have continued to do drugs until she died. But somebody did. It was my father and her coworkers. So, yeah. Yes, my mother was a nurse. She was actually an instructor. She taught nursing. She was the triage nurse for the... she wound up working in the cardiac unit for a while. She was a surgical nurse. She was the head nurse in the emergency room and stuff like that. So, who's here? Who is he? Okay, who is your nemesis? I'm lost. I'm lost here. Limehouse Willie. Who's your nemesis? Polly, are you and Limehouse Willie on not on good terms? Breeze Ratchford's here. Where? Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? So, at any rate, like I said, sorry, I got food still stuck in my teeth. I just literally finished eating. I had so much stuff laying out from filming earlier today. Oh, cool video going up tomorrow. I have a knife that I thought I was going to not do, and it came to me. It's a fixed blade, and I was kind of surprised by it. I really like it. Does have a couple problems. So at any rate, what we're going to do is I have the share a screen here, Chrome tab. I have the recently added items. I'm going to set this up because I want to do 50 per page. I don't want to have to, let's see, previous. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this and take a look at these knives, and we're gonna just go through. We're not going to go through all of them at this, like, on the page. So what is this? Blade Boy SFV. Hey, yo, what's good? Been a minute. Yeah, I was gonna say I hadn't seen you on here in a while. So, yeah, we're gonna look at some of these knives, and we're kind of gonna just, are they worth it or not? So, I'm gonna say that this Fury. We're gonna look at this like up close. I honestly don't. There's no way. I know it's a Frank Fisher. I've seen the Frank Fishers. They're all great, but there's just no way I would pay close to what they're looking for on this. Not even close. What do you guys think? It is $4,300. It's this first one. Now I've got to. God damn it! Stop that screen. Now I have to share the other one. Share screen. Chrome tab. This one. What do you guys? I'm trying. It's okay. So allow me to explain it to you, Chuck. This opens a new tab every time you click on the thing. So I have to share the screen and then come back. So $4,300. Now I've seen the Frank Fishers. I know how good they are. $4,300 for that. I can't justify. Like, there's just no way. It's just, what are you? So $4,300? No way. Now, what do you guys think? This is going to require you guys to stop having your. So, worth the cash or nah, I'll pass. Let me know. What do you think? Worth the cash or nah, I'll pass? It was originally $6,495. I just don't think it's that gorgeous. I don't like that double recurve. Can you guys hear the dogs? What's the steel in the handle? We're not. It doesn't matter. It's handmade. So, Quentin Bundy, that's the thing. This is 100% handmade knife. The fact is that, like, people are like, well, I wouldn't buy that knife because it's 154 cm, but they'll buy that same knife from Bob Terzola for $1,400. Like, oh, I won't buy that. It's 154 cm. I won't buy that $150 knife, but they'll buy it for $1,400 from Bob Terzola. So more along the lines when I was talking about perceived value, like the makers, stuff like that. I don't think I would even pay $1,500 for it. I don't think I would. So let me bring you guys back to the page. We may have to just go with the small and then just look at them, because it's going to be a pain in the ass if I have to keep sharing a screen. So this one, no way. I know it's a Hansen. It's a Hansen Sunfish Fort. There's no way I would pay $4,000 for a slip joint. This is that Borka. There's a couple of these on here. Matter of fact, there's 3 of them. I'm like, 1, 2, 3. SBSP, $3,500. Let's bring it up here. This is, like, I like Anthony and I like old boy from Borka. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I just don't. Yeah, it's M390. There's the other reason that I didn't give you guys like specs, because there's no specs. Sebastian, that's his name. Sebastian Berengi. This is why I don't worry, because they don't handle materials metallic. The specs that you get on for a page that's selling $4,000 knives, they don't give you a very good. And I don't like that. It just looks like, why should a custom knife come that looks like I wouldn't buy it? So no way at that price. What do you guys think? 90% of people buying high-end customs are not hard users. I know that's. So yeah, I don't think I would buy that. I don't think it's worth it. You guys, what do you guys think? The problem is that production knives are getting so good that custom makers are having a real hard time. Yeah, but I mean, I'm asking about this one. What do you guys think? I don't like it. I'm not a fan of the knife. No, pass. All right, let's get out of that and go back to share this one. Let's share this. Let's see. Yeah, a couple of those. They have a sigil. I couldn't do a sigil not for $3,700. Like, that sigil is $3,700. Two-tone, stone washed and engraved. Like, that's, I don't care. It's just, it's not that good. Anything over $1,000 is a no-go for me. I can't say that because I've got two on me right now that are well over $1,000 and they're well worth it. Like that's my Norseman, and then this one's not mine, but this is Nico's, that deadlock, $1,600. And news for you, it's worth it. I've not yet gone past $350 for 4K is a hard no. I used to be that way, but I've spent significant amount of money on knives. So was this, if it was one of the full mirror bladed and frames with the abalone, yeah, I could see that. So let's go ahead. I think what we're gonna do. No, do you know what? People say that. I don't find Anthony to be a cock at all. I enjoy every time I have a conversation with Anthony. I enjoy it every time I see him at a show. It's great. I love talking to Anthony Marfione. He's a good dude. I think he just gets a bad rep. I will say he is quite litigious. He does like to sue people, sued his own son. I don't go on Arizona custom knives because they hurt my soul. I don't dislike that sigil. Now this one, let me see. How do I sue? Hang on. I'm going to try something here. Give me a second. I'm going to have to minimize out of this. I got to go to my settings. I want to see if I can zoom in. Let me see if I can get my... I just got to remind myself what... Smart. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Now I can zoom in on some of this stuff. So let's go ahead. Like that. 2,900. Basically $3,000 for that. What do you guys think? That's $3,000. $3,000. Hey, Javon's here. What is this? Is this, can you please type the first letters of the following words? I don't understand. I don't understand the joke. He kind of does. He kind of does. Anthony Marfione absolutely does remind me of Richard Rawlings, which is a good thing. I like Richard Rawlings. I think it's funny that you say that. You're absolutely right. So what do you guys think? for this one. 29, basically $3,000 for this. I don't see it. I just don't get how some of these knives, these plain Jane crappy knives, get this. So what do you guys think? Pass or cash? Hard pass. Not for me. I like the handle. I don't like that handle. Chaz likes sharp objects. Here's Johnny. Hey, Javon. Yeah, I said Javon's here. Yeah. Condor knives are better. You know what? It just... Aren't those G10 scales? Like, I'm not even going to look. I'm not even going to look at it, but... Tachi... Like, here's another one of those SBSP fuck-offs by... Orca blades. I don't like it. It looks pretty plain. You know what it looks like? It looks like a worse Sebenza. Like it looks like tried to be a Sebenza but didn't work out right. This one. I don't know how I feel about that one. I'm not a big fan of like Americanized Tontos anyway, so I imagine that one would be yeah, it does look like the Nightshade. Yeah, you're right. This Tachi, $3,000, man. No. What do you guys think? I'm going to say hard pass on that one. What's you guys' take on this one? Hard pass? Yeah, I would too. Check it. I don't like that. Now this I find interesting, but I'm not going to say that it's worth damn near $2,800. Pass. I think I would pass on this one for the price. That handle's weird too. I find it interesting. I haven't seen anything on here I would buy. The birch. I just don't like McGinnis. And it's a slip joint. I'm not paying 20. Okay. I'm not paying $2,900, $2,300, $1,000 for any, and I mean any, fucking slip joint. And I don't like McGinnis. He's kind like, you want to know who's a dick? Limehouse Willie, is this Maurice? Did Maurice change the name of his channel again? It's got to be Maurice. Either that or Limehouse just had a stroke. Can we make an offer like on Marketplace? What's your best price? They... That's what I thought. It's Maurice. Again. No, I mean, even basically what I'm saying is if you had the cash, like if money wasn't the option, would you get it? Do you think it would be worth it? I'm not saying like I'm passing just because I don't like the knives. It has nothing to do with like, but yes, you can make, yeah, okay, there Alice said it too. Yes, you can make offers and you can see prices have changed and they've dropped and stuff like that. So, let's go back to that. Now this I don't understand. Now, I don't want to sound like a dick, and I know Tracker Dan was with the SEAL teams and all that, but like his knives, I don't understand how they charge so much for those knives. His knives are not good. I've seen them, I've handled them, and I'm like, this is not any good. Like, I don't like them, and I don't want to offend any of his fans. I'm just saying, for me, there's no way I would. They're absolutely not worth it. I've handled a couple, and I'm like, these feel cheap. They feel cheap, and it's not just that they look bad, which they do. It's 100%. It's 100% that he's cashing in on that name. Now, I'm fine with that if he can make a living at it. But the fact is, that knife is not worth. What do they got it for? $2,600. $2,600. That's just too much. And oh shit. So this one recently sold. This is a Strider. This is a custom mixed Strider. That one, $2,400. I would probably think about it. I bought one of his knives for $1,700, something like that. This Phonics liner lock flipper. Once again, no, I don't see it. This Burke Marsh liner lock. I like Jeremy, but that's still just too much, even for his knives. Now, I'm going to piss a bunch of people off when I say this. You guys ready for this? I don't like the Roosevelt. I don't like the Roosevelt. And I'll tell you why. You guys ready? I wouldn't buy it. I've seen them a couple times. I've held on to them. I've held on to one. I had one in for sharpening, $2,300. Let me tell you why. They're so plain. And are they machined and done really well? Yes. But they don't have any character. They feel and look like a plain Jane production knife. And I'm not disparaging the fact that they're an incredibly well done knife. If I bought one, it would be simply at a show to flip it because I know I could get it at the show for $600 and turn around and sell it for close to $300. It's the only reason I would ever buy one. They're a very plain knife. Now, are they machined incredibly well? Yes. I don't think they don't have anything special going for them to demand that price. I can't figure it out. I know that they've got really good, incredible action. I've got $40 knives that have incredibly, really good action. So the Rosie is dope, but like I have knives, like I've handled them. The Roosevelt is dope. Don't get me wrong. I've handled them. But $400 would be about the max I would pay for it. It just doesn't have anything for me that throws up those bells and whistles and things like that make me want to buy this. And I'll show you again. That's a plain knife. Like there's nothing special really going on there. So, well, thank you, Breeze. Breeze is gonna get a. Breeze, I think you're one of the only people. I think you're one of the only people that's ever gotten that without donating something. But thank you very much. I appreciate that. I can't see it being that plain and costing that much. Like simple like the Sebenza. Yeah. But guess how much I paid for my Sebenza? Paid $400 for my Sebenza. Not fucking $23.95. You know what I'm saying? Like that's too much. It's ridiculous. And here you go. Mirror Shark, another tracker Dan. I've handled them. I don't get it. $2,300 for that. A Model 42 Balisong, $2,000. I want to tell you guys a little secret. No one's paying that? Didn't you see? It's sold. Or are you talking about for this? I had a Model 42. I had a Model 42 Balisong. I had this knife. It wasn't this one. It was the steel It was satin ground blade, and then the polished handles with the holes in them. I had one of these, and to see the fact that these knives, I know it's a limited edition and everything, but this is ridiculous. Like I honestly don't know if this is a Cypher Mark III, $2,000. I'm not even going to ask you guys any now. This, I would actually say, I would think about. This one, I could say I would almost think about. $2,000. That's not a bad price for the Ultimate Custom 2022 Blade Show Edition. I saw a couple of really expensive ones. So, oh yeah, all the knives on Arizona Custom Knives are on consignment. So the guys that buy this are paying that price, but the guy that is selling it is not making that much money. I'm surprised they're able to sell anything. The prices on here are so inflated. But yeah, you're right. It's all consignment. I was gonna sell my knives on Arizona Custom Knives. I don't know. They explained it to me, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like they want, yeah. Seller sets a price, not always. But if you want to get what you want out of it, you got to inflate that price. So 25% of that, it's pretty shitty. And I was like, they're like, well, we take 25%. I was like, that's ridiculous. Combat Tomahawk, like I wouldn't buy that for $100, let alone $1,900. Now, Magna Cut Custom Timascus Backspacer. This you're kind of in the right range-ish. Heater Nation, represent. Aiden, stop dropping money. You already paid me for a monthly subscription. I mean, I appreciate it. I'm not gonna yell at you too much, but like bringing it up again, guys. If you like content, support the channels you like. I have a membership. Let's see what else we got here. That's not bad. There's a Deadlock, $1,900. I'm not gonna lie, this one was $16 show price. So, and would I say it's worth it? Let me bring you guys back here for a second. I'm not gonna lie. If I had the money and knew it wouldn't, I knew that it wouldn't hurt me at all, I would absolutely spend $1,600 on that knife. It feels so good in hand. I got to get the videos, all the videos and everything done on this so I can get it back to Nico. This is great. What about a John Graham Razel for $700 to $800? I don't like the Graham Razel. Mainly, I don't like the pocket clip. The blade, I can kind of understand. I like the Norseman. But as far as the Razel itself, I don't like the pocket clip. It's pretty shitty. There's a knife that Snex just did that has a very, very similar pocket clip. And I was like, oh. Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't like that at all. The Deadlock and the Arius are the only ones I've seen so far that I've actually been interested in. This is it has the most unique sound. Open, not so much. Closed, it sounds like somebody like popping their tongue. So yeah, Will, I like the Arius. I just can't carry the Arius. I love it. I tell Bill at the show every time I see him at the show. I love the Koenig. I love everything about it except the way it feels in my hand, where it just feels like I'm pushed down in. It's too curved, and I wind up getting my big fingers in there, and it just feels like I'm pushed right up against the flipper tab. And if you have one without a flipper tab, it's even worse. It feels hazardous to me. Sorry. So, what was this? John P. bought the carbon fiber version of the Deadlock. It was $1,200. They've upgraded some stuff on this. That's in 20 CV steel and stuff like this now. And I will tell you, this is the first out the front dagger that I've had that came that was just like terrifyingly sharp. My question, hypothetically speaking, how many stabs with the Deadlock before the juices gets something not working properly? Asking for a friend. I don't think you gotta worry about it because, like, once the blade's out, there's, like, can you guys see it? There's no, it's there. Like, it is filling up the entire opening at the front. So I don't think you really have to worry about too much stuff getting in. And unlike the Benchmade, there's not like a great big hole on other sides of the slide where it's going to get in. So I think you would be good with juices. So the ones that I've seen so far, I kind of have to agree with you, Will. The Deadlock and this Koenig. Now you see, this is what I was talking about. See how that rounded out area is? With my big hands, I wind up with my big fingers, like trying to force it, 3 of my fingers down in here, and it just doesn't work. And then I'm pushed up here. And if it doesn't have a flipper tab, then I'm in hazardous territory. Now this, I can kind of see this, a John Young full custom drop point Amber Stag. That's not an out of the world price on that. So what was this? What Chaz is going to do what? Just got a McNeese Mac 2. I'm really loving it. Awesome right-handed knife. It's the action. Gonna have it knife modded too. What are you gonna have done to it? Not that I'm gonna go back here. Oh, Baker Forge, $1,800. That's an OTF. That's fat carbon snakeskin inlay with Baker Forge Tiger Go My custom ROC Heretic knives. I'm not gonna lie, $1,800. I'd buy that for $1,800. I know what the Heretic knives are like, and I know the guys that make them, and that's not an obscene price for that, especially looking at the materials you're looking at on that. The thing you have to remember, they've got 2 of them. $1,850. You guys say that the people pick the prices. It looks a lot like they're picking the prices. I've seen a couple of these. The Creep front flipper. I don't find those appealing. I don't like the way the handle terminates, and I just don't like the way they look. I don't like it. There's another drop point from John Young. Yeah, $17.95. Is that the same price as the other one? No, $18.95. So $17.95 on these. That's not an obscene price. That's not out of the realm of what you would expect for a Young. Model 1, another prototype, $17.95. Here's another Young. Somebody bought a bunch of these and is now selling them. It's probably the same person. Microtab Hellhound. I wouldn't pay that. I wouldn't have paid, like, somebody already bought it. $16.95. I don't. Was this Josh? What? Who's Josh? Chaz. Oh, you're talking about that knife. I think they pick pricing on their items, but their consignments IS. I don't like the Hellhounds. I don't like sharpening them. I don't like the way the way the edges are on them. They're really blunt and thick here. And I don't like the aesthetics of them. I don't find them attractive. Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you guys think I got to say about this? I don't like Emerson's. I've seen some of the customs that are okay. They're not $1,400 okay. I've seen custom Emerson's and they're no better than $400 and $500 knives that I have in my collection. So I just don't see. I wouldn't spend. Oh, $1,750. I thought it was $1,450. Yeah, no. Oh, there you go. Jim Siska. Now I've seen some of his knives at shows. That's an okay price for a full custom Siska. Okay, I have never had an issue with the detent on any of the custom ones. I definitely have seen issues with the prototype or the production ones. Alice, you take off. Take it easy. Be safe. I might end this a little bit early. I have to say, just guys, so you know, there might not be a video go up tomorrow. It depends on whether I can finish the edit. I have not had time today. My daughter has an upper GI. She's got to get a lot of. She has to get a. I don't know if they're doing both, but she's got to drink the barium, and they got to do the like the fluoroscope, and I think they may be doing camera and scoping her tomorrow as well. So don't know yet. Might not be a video go up tomorrow. And Polly, I'll let you know what time I get back from the hospital so we can plan on filming the podcast. So yeah, that Stag Fighter right there, Siska, that's a legit $1,600 knife. I don't know if you've seen him. Jim has a thing that he does. This is removable. You can take these handles off, so that you guys know. So that cap on the end is not just a lanyard hole. That unscrews, and then you can pull the handle off. And when I was asking him at a show, he said back in the day, that was very common. What steel? You're really going to go check what steel this is? All right, hang on. Blade material, unknown. This is why I don't. That's why I don't even bother looking at the specs. You just got to go off a picture, because for somebody that's selling a $1,600 knife, fucking Arizona custom knives have you can't figure out what the fuck you're getting on Arizona custom knives. As much as they might be nice guys and stuff, one, I don't think they are, because I've seen people got like, oh, it's supposed to be new in box, and it came scratched as shit, and they had to fight with Arizona custom knives to get their knife back. So that was bad experience, number one. The guy was like, he sent it to me. He was like, hey, I'm going to have it just drop shipped to you because it probably needs sharpened, and then I can just have it sharp when it comes. And it was only like a $700-800 knife, but it was supposed to be new in box. And I was like, bro, did you buy this new? He goes, yeah, it's supposed to be brand new. Like, it's mint. And I was like, it's not mint. There was all kinds of scratches on the blade. So what is this? Oh, Chuck it. So yeah, actually, I'm hoping as well. Like, she can't eat anything without throwing up. So I'm really starting to get concerned about her. She can't keep any food down, and we can't figure out why. The medicine they gave her is not doing anything. Just constantly, she throws up every time she eats or drinks anything, and she's been to the emergency room. We've had to take her to the emergency room twice to get IV fluids because she's dehydrating. She's lost a lot of fucking weight, and they just have not come up with anything yet. So at any rate, what Jim was telling me is back in I've seen stuff like this. You would unscrew this end cap and you could make a brand new handle, because the fact was, handle material, knives were passed down back in the past. Like, that kind of knife back in the 1700s, a knife like that would have been passed for father to son to father to son to father to son, and the handles would crack and come apart. And so having that just screw off piece and then you just replace your handle meant that knife could go forever. They already said it's not Crohn's. They already said that's not what it is. She doesn't exhibit any other symptoms except she just throws up. She doesn't feel sick. She doesn't exhibit any symptoms. She just throws up. So, but yeah, that's Stag Fighter right there. That is nuts. That is a good looking knife. I don't know how I feel about this one. Hang on a second, guys. You look at that for a second. What is this? Overview. Blomerus Hercules. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm trying to see what there's no specs. Like that's like I said. Like if you're looking at knives on Arizona Custom Knives, you're like, what am I paying $1,500 for? I don't know the steel. I don't know the materials. I don't know any of this stuff. Prototype Warncliffe Stonewash Microtech. I like that. I don't like it I don't $1,500 worth of like it. But I like it. There's another John Young. Combat Troodon Twisted T Edition. I do like the Combat Troodons. I don't like serrated. And I definitely wouldn't pay $1,500 for it. If I was going to pay $1,500 for an out the front, it's going to be this one. It's just going to be, I'll find somebody that's got one and I'll buy it from them. A Gents Liner Lock. I don't like the way that looks. I just don't like that look. King Snake Jake, what's happening? I don't like the look of that. Oh, guys, hang on a second. I wanted to show you something. This is, hang on, stop screen. This I wanted to share with you guys. I meant to do it at the very beginning. Look at that. Just hit 9,000 the other day, remember? 9240. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, I'd appreciate if you did. It'd be great. And I know Breeze is going to unsubscribe to make it go down, but I just wanted to show you that. So there's 46 people here. If you're not already subscribed, hit the bell icon. Hit the subscription, hit that little red subscriber tab, and then hit the bell icon. So I like some of their knives. Rockstead or Shiro knives. I think I would have to go with neither. I would pick something else. I'm not a fan of the Shiro Gorovs. I think they're overpriced. And I've had a couple Rocksteads here long enough to be able to say that I'm not a big enough fan of them that I would pay that price. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to end that. The Rockstead knives are awesome. The construction and everything's great on them. But the fact is that I just wouldn't use it. Like I had that one here. I sent it back off to Daniel because he's got somebody who wants to buy it. It's a great, great knife, but it's something I wouldn't ever use. It is crazy, nuts, insanely well done and sharp. I just don't think I would ever use or carry it. Rocksteads are just not my cup of tea. Haven't had a couple of them. I'm like, they're really cool. But the cool only goes so far. And then when you're looking at the price, I'm like, I'm not spending $1,000 on a knife, $900 on a knife that I wouldn't use. Now, I already spent $1,000 on a knife, and I use it for fucking everything. And I don't know why there's that in my head, that difference between the two. But I can honestly say this cuts and everything way better than the Rockstead did. The Rockstead was really thick behind the edge because it was a full convex zero grind. all the way down. Somebody was like, no, that's convex grind. I was like, I know. It's convex 0. There's no secondary edge. That convex came down all the way from the origin of the apex, all the way down. And I'm like it's a little thick for some of the things you would do. But let's get back to this. Because my allergies are so bad. When the temperature gets like this, it's it's so dusty when it gets really hot like this. It just kills my allergies. What was this? On a 0 like that, would you have to ceramic after each sharpening? Oh, I wouldn't sharpen it. I'm going to tell you right now, if I had that Higo, I definitely, because it had not been registered yet. So I absolutely would not have sharpened that myself. On the Hyzen, it has a sharpening bevel. It's not a full 0 like that. It has a secondary sharpening bevel. That I could get away with. It's something I could sharpen. But for something like that the Higo, where it's fully polished and it's a full convex 0, I mean, you could strop it really good after use, but I mean, I wouldn't sharpen it. I would absolutely utilize the warranty and I would send it back to Rockstead for sharpening. Just because can't stay, just came to show some love. Hey, buddy.
Thank you for being my friend when I needed one.
Actually, I have to argue with you that they don't. You can get them with DLC coatings, but a lot of times okay, so I've handled 5 Rocksteads. I've handled 5 Rocksteads, and of the 5, only one of them was DLC. All of the other ones have just been a polished blade, no DLC. So that's not always the case. Thanks again, James. Take it easy, man. Take care of yourself. What's this? Oh, Todd said, wife had surgery where they wrapped the stomach around the esophagus and staple it due to weak muscles that kept the stomach closed. Simple surgery by a laparoscopy, hopefully something like that. I really don't want her to have surgery. This is for the extra sex appeal. So, yeah, see, well, that's kind of more along the lines of what she's got going on. It just randomly throws up. Yeah, I don't know. I just know that, like, I just wouldn't use a Rockstead for that price. It just would be kind of out of the question for me. But yeah, this Gents liner lock here, I don't like that. I don't like that finish. And I also have another issue with it. So you see these lines in that? A lot of times that's either nickel by itself or a high nickel content steel that doesn't austinize, so it really doesn't harden like you would want. And so you wind up with areas. I did a video about it a while back. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll put it in the comment section below. Down below is the pinned comment, so you can see what I'm talking about. But I had a knife come in that the guy wanted me to sharpen, and it was in like dragon skin Damascus. And it was like pieces of metal with like nickel. It wasn't even nickel steel. It was just like nickel as a bonding agent. And as you would try to sharpen it, it would just chip and come apart. Big chunks of the blade would just come off. And I'm like, I can't sharpen this. I do like that twisted T. Here's another Emerson 1490. I just cannot see that. Pygmy ATAC by Mad Dog Knives. Not for $1,400. That's too plain. Now, I haven't looked at the price yet. This Colossus BLK aluminum black dunes carbon fiber HG Baker forged Damascus, $1,400. That's not out of the realm. That's just about what it should be. Model 46 prototype, May 2002. I got a long nose hair that is driving me nuts. There, I got it. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean you have to see that, but cocksucker. $13.95 for a Benchmade. Absolutely not. Okay. Now this. How much is that? $13.95. I don't know what it is about that one, but I'd do it. I would do it. I would buy that for the price they've got on it. $13.95. I would buy that. But then again, I'm a sucker for a really. I'm really a sucker for a fixed blade knife. Yes, it's a stropping method, but you send it in, they do a V edge grind. I've heard it depends on the knife. It depends on the knife, but they can't guarantee that you get it back with a full mirror polish, like you got it. So I'm not sure how that works, but the fact is they do the sharpening. I mean, and that would be something I'd look into. I don't own one, so I don't know. You do that OTF, chuck it. This one, yeah, this one. I love the Heretic knives. That's a good looking knife. But if I was gonna spend $1,400 on an OTF, I'm telling you right now, if I had $1,400 to spend on an OTF, I wouldn't buy that. I'd wait 2 weeks and I'd have $1,200 or $1,600 and I'd have this. It's just, this is perfect. It's perfect. Let's go back to this. Like that's what I'm saying. If I could wait to get $1,400 for a Heretic, I would wait a little bit longer and spend $1,600 to get one. Here's another Heretic knives, Colossus. These are really good. I do have to say the action on them is amazing. The Arbiter, there you go. Let's see, what's this? Kiddo Knives, Cadence. I don't even like the way that looks. Jim Burke, Rebel Frame Lock. I'd pass. Okay, so Nico has one of these. This NCC BBM. Nico has one of these. And while it's a very attractive looking knife, I don't like it. And it's because the way that handle is. See how thin that handle is? It just doesn't feel good in my hand. It's a great big blade. Nico loves it. I just can't get past the handle. The handle is just a little bit much for me. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it's a really well-made knife. What do you got here? Oh, Jason Clark, double X drop point. That's a good-looking knife. I don't like ladder Damascus. I don't like Damascus. I like Damasteel, but Jeff Hawkins, Sal Belly. No, it's a good-looking knife, but there's no way you're going to get me to pay $1,375 for a slip joint when I've seen some of the other slip joints that are out there. The only one I would say would be a, can't even think of his name right now. I'll think of it and I'll tell you guys. There are a couple of knife makers that I absolutely would buy it. Murray Carter. I thought that was a Carter. I wasn't sure. I saw that mark and I wasn't. Murray Carter. That's kind of expensive, but like when you really look at his knives and the price on that and stuff like that, that's not an unheard of price for a Murray Carter custom kitchen knife. There's another BBM V2. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a Cybert right there. Cascadia Bushcrafter. That's absolutely a good price for that. You're not gonna touch it for less than that. Sanmai. That's, I don't like that. I don't know why I don't like it. I just don't like that one. Chucky, you like the bulldozer? I don't like the bulldozer, and apparently, from what I understand, Mangana Steel, when he designed that, almost had that design stolen from him. Hot. Drinking some water. At least it's down to 81 in here. I might have to go get that portable air conditioner in my kids' room. Let's see here. What else we got? Here's another Tracker Dan. I don't know. I don't like them. And I mean, like, you're paying $1,295. Look at that. That knife's already scratched up. Not that I care. Like I said, I use this. I use my Norseman all the time. I don't have a problem with that. But if I was buying a knife for $1,200, I don't want it to look fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be all scratched up, have fucked up finish. George's Blondu Andrews. What do you think about Herman knives over Holt Blade Works? That's another one of those comparing apples and oranges. Holt Blade Works are great. Herman knives, from what I understand, are amazing. I've never gotten to handle one, really. I've seen them. That would have to be up to your preference. I just don't see, like, I like the Holt Blade Works stuff. They do a pretty good job on their knives. The Herman knives, I've never gotten to really handle one very much. I've seen them, but I couldn't make a comparison. That would have to be something that you would have to discover on your own. Slimline Splitter Flipper by John Gray. Now, see, John and Tracker Dan have a lot in common. They have these weird, like, neither one of them like finger choils or sharpening choils. And I'm like, that's because they're like, well, it doesn't affect. And I'm like, it doesn't affect for you, but a lot of people want to maintain the aesthetics of their knife and not have that area back here where you're tearing your stones up. So for somebody like me, is sharpening a knife, that area back here where there's no way to terminate that edge, like that knocks the corners off your stones. Like, John doesn't think like that. And that's fine. John doesn't have to, but he argues with me about choils on my knives. MSCSMF, the 2022 USN special. You know what? This is one that pisses me off. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I have bought knives at shows. How do I explain this? I've bought knives at the show with the intention of selling it. But this show ended fucking Saturday? USN ended Saturday. This knife's already up here. So, like, people go to the show and then they flip these knives. I guarantee he didn't pay that much for it at the show. How much was it at the show? $1,249. He may have spent about that much. He may have got it and decided he didn't like it. But typically what happens is guys will buy those and they'll flip them. I've bought knives with the intent of selling them, maybe for a profit later, but having them on the channel as content. But I do have to say, there's only been 2 knives that I bought at shows. Well, there's only been 1 knife that I bought at a show. No, 2. I was right. There was 2 that I immediately sold. And I wasn't originally going to purchase them. I had went to a show as a proxy for a guy, and he won a Jesus Christ, can't think of it right now. Big time maker. But at any rate, bought it for 10, or I bought it for 2,000, flipped it for 10,000 that night. And then the other one was I had won a knife at Jerry Marsh's table, and a guy was standing next to me. He's like, "You gonna buy that?" And I was like, "Why? Are you number 2?" And he goes, "No, I'm not on the list." He's like, "I will buy that knife from you for a profit." He goes, I was like, "Okay." And so I bought the knife. It was a Jeremy Marsh, and I sold it to Matt. Sold it to Matt over at Slice. And it was his personal carry for a while. And then he wound up selling. Do I like Kiasan nut. I've never seen him. I don't know. I like some Striders, but I'm going to tell you, this would not be a Strider that I would buy for $1,200. That's a pretty plain Strider, to tell you the truth. The Nell Chad Trico. No, look at that. That looks like a. I don't want to offend knife makers, but that looks like a $100 budget knife, like $100 knife that I could get. This doesn't. Gents liner lock. Still don't like it, but that's. Oh, now that I dig right here. This bent dagger. I dig that. I dig that. That's cool. Now, I don't know what it costs yet. $1,195. I could see that. Ivory, that's either ivory micarta or actual, like, mammoth tooth ivory, maybe? Like mammoth ivory? That's a good looking knife. MSC, Mick Strider, and Warren Thomas. That's a good looking knife. I don't like it, but it's a good looking knife. I wouldn't pay $1,200 for it. I don't. I've reached a point where I do not like full Timascus handles. Like when Timascus first started being a thing, I was really into it, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, I want a Timascus. At one point, this knife, I had basically gotten on John's books to have this almost identical knife made in Timascus. And over the years, I've seen so much Timascus. It's like a black wash or an acid wash blade. It's just been played out. I'm perfectly cool with an accent, backspacer, maybe a pocket clip, pivot collar, maybe a slice of it in. Like an inlay. But for the whole handle, I just find it gaudy and kind of over the top. And I just don't like that much Timascus. It looks cheap. If used properly as an accent, it's good. I just don't find it that aesthetically like this. See this? That's good. Now this, I don't like that steel, but like that little bit right there, that's perfect. The Mokume here, I could do without it, but like that's cool looking. I wouldn't pay $1,195 for it, but now this, God, I wanted one of these for so many years. The actual Chavez 228. That's not a bad price. That's actually not a bad price at all. I would love to have one of those. I love my case is over there. I love my Ultramar Street Redención. That is cool. That I can get behind, and I would buy it. Problem nowadays for a user, a modern production knife can be made better functional by machines than by people generally. I honestly, if it's not a fixed blade, if it's not a custom fixed blade, I'm probably not in the market for a custom anymore. There's just so many good budget knives out there. And like I said, don't get me wrong, I love my Norseman, but I'll tell you something else I really love. Like I love my Norseman, and can I justify buying it? Yeah, all day, twice on Sunday, I can justify what I paid for it. This knife, stunning. It's fucking brilliant. This knife is great. And it's 10% of the price of this one. Really is when you look at the price. These average anywhere between 100 and 160. This averages anywhere between 1,100 and 1,600. So you're looking at 1/10 the price. It's 10% of the price of that knife. And it's great. It's not going to hold up and last as long. I know that for a fact. It's pins construction. It's press fit. But the fact is, I can get I can get a production knife that is as good or not better, if not better than others. Thoughts on Damacor? I like Damacor. It's basically, so Damacor is basically, it's just basically Damasteel with a high-end core. So you have the outside clad and then you have the inner core. It's like Sanmai. It's like Sanmai, except Sanmai is, it's just the same thing. Oh, definitely the Valona. While I love this knife and it spends a lot of time in my pocket, it's a lot of fun. The Valona is much more functional for day-to-day use and cutting. This is really thin. And while it's really comfortable, it's really thin, and so it digs into your hand a little bit when you're doing heavy-duty cutting. This is more of a self-defense, second chance kind of thing. But yeah, my Valona, absolutely a better performer than that. And if I had to pick any knife for just like, I'd carry it all the time for everything, it's this. This thing is amazing. Hopefully Jared gets his package soon. He got a present. You guys would be surprised. So let's go back to this. 33 people here. I wish I could get the numbers that Cole does. Like Cole and I were talking about, I'd love to have more people in the live feeds. I just don't know why I just can't get people to come to the live feeds. Micro intro, Vandermeulen, Jeff Vandermeulen. That's an okay looking knife. I don't like the Damascus steel, and I imagine that this is fairly short and blunt, and it's not going to feel good in my hands, but it's a good looking knife. Okay. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is Elliot's knife. This is Elliot's knife. That's Elliot's. No, Elliot's was an auto. When I say Elliot's, sorry, I didn't realize that, forgot I was still on narcissist mode. This one, absolutely. Let's go back. Let's see. So this is the one I was talking about, the micro intro. That's Chavez. This is the micro intro. It's not a bad looking knife. This, yes. $995 for that. That's a Marfione custom DOC. That is right there. That is so good. Like I got really big hands and this is still good. Once you get used to it, it just feels so good and it's so secure, even though it is a little smaller. Yeah, I would be all over that. I'd be on that like a fat kid on a donut. Frame lock flipper, Nova Blades. I don't like it. I don't like it. Unnamed model, Pohan Lu. I had a Pohan Lu come in. It was the one that he has that's a Scandi, but it drove me nuts. 6 Gil Green tie. Gavco knives. Mike's knives are beautiful, but like I see some flaws in this. I guarantee that the owner tried to sharpen this. Can you see that? Oh no, you can't. Hang on. Let me get this. Can you see where my cursor is right here? Right there. The owner. I guarantee the owner did that. That's got a hiccup in it. That's Joshua Wilson. My PMP big boy came yesterday. Already put skiffs in and closed my Shiroguro of Nero. Closes like it. I got news for you. Oh, Sally. I haven't noticed. I have had knives that came and I put the skiff bearings in and put the original bearings back in. I can't see a fucking difference. I get it. They're only $15, but I think it's placebo effect. I think a lot of these guys are like, no, it makes such a big difference. And then me being a skeptic and just a total skeptic about everything, I don't see the difference. I do not see the difference between original bearings and skiff bearings on any knife I've handled. And people are like, no, you definitely can. I'm like, no, I definitely can't. And I think it's because there's a lot of people that just want to believe that their money was well spent. I get it. It's only $15. And if you think or you feel that it makes your knife feel a little sharper, then by all means, it's only like 15, 20 bucks. It's not that big a deal. But the fact is, I think he cornered a market on something that is sugar pills for pain. You know what I'm saying? You want to believe that you've gotten something that did something, and I just don't see it. I really don't. Not total snake oil on Kaiser and Civivi made them worse. Others a huge difference. I've had people like, oh, put the skiff bearings in. I'm like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy them, and I'm not saying that they're not a quality product. I'm just saying I don't see a perceivable fucking difference that could not easily be taken care of by taking that original knife out, the original bearings out, cleaning them up really good, giving them some proper lubrication with some KPL or something that's going to do a really good job, making sure they're entirely, completely clean. And then going back, and I bet then you would feel a difference with the original bearings, be like, oh, hey, that's great. I just don't see it. You felt a big difference on your smock? I'm trying to think. Any of the smocks I've handled were already fairly smooth. Oh, I'm so thirsty. I'm sweating so much today. A small Inco-C Prometheus Design Works. That's not insanely priced. That's a very limited edition kind of thing that they did with Prometheus. So, yeah, I'm going to say that that's probably worth it. Small Inco-C like that, that's not a bad price. Small Sabenza 31 dog paw graphic. That's a little bit out of the realm of what I would want to pay for it. Oh, the Snuggler by Tracker Dan. $945. Guys, I just don't fucking get it. Like, look at that. I don't fucking get it. In most cases, I agree, but for 80 20.5 skiffs are a game changer. Stock bearings have too many frozen seized balls. They think it's going to close fast, more balls and more contact. The big boy doesn't drop like a guillotine now. It's more slow and controlled. I honestly, I still say more points equals more points of friction. So the more points you have by adding more bearings, the more surface contact, the more friction. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they're not, I mean, they're not great. Like, even, it just doesn't. Now, I don't want him to show up at my fucking house, kick the shit out of me because he was a SEAL and he was a trainer for the SEALs and he was a tracker. I don't want him showing up here, but the fact is, like, Dan, your knives aren't, they're not good. Bowie Balisong, Prometheus Designs. I've seen these. These are great. Or not Prometheus, Aleith, but I can't ever pronounce it. At any rate, I've seen one of these and they are really good. Oh, Daniel Galloway, I mean, $900. I wouldn't pay it. It's a good looking knife. Alpha Beast Balisong Premium Green Blade Runners BRS. Matt's got one of these. Matt has an Alpha Beast. Matt has that exact knife. I could shit that out. Yeah, that makes me laugh. But that's what I'm saying. I guarantee he can too. But they're selling for like $900. Well, they're selling on the secondary. That's the other thing. People are like, "Oh, these knife makers must be rolling knives on the secondary." I haven't ever seen one of my knives on the secondary, but I do know that there's some people that have tried to, like, "Hey, that one you made, I'll pay you like $1,200 for it." I'm like, it's not mine. I don't keep my knives when I make them. So I would imagine you could sell one of my custom stonefish on the secondary market for more than you paid for it. But when you buy a knife on a secondary market, that the maker doesn't. It was like, well, I see these knives going on the secondary market all the time. knife makers must be rolling in it. I'm like, they don't make anything on the secondary market. They only sell it once. It's not like a record where there's royalties and shit like every time the knife gets sold by somebody. There's another Alpha Beast. Another one. Somebody had a bunch of these. Either that or BRS couldn't sell them, but they put them on here. What the fuck is this? Okay. What is this? That's what I said. It's more contact. It slows the drop touch. It's more controlled now, but after the skiffs. I've never been a fan of, not saying I haven't been a fan of, like, I've never thought that drop shut was the end all be all when it came to knife action. Like on my Norseman, I'm fine with it. Like, it's great. It's got a super good action, but you can also appreciate a knife that's smooth without being fall shut. My Norseman's actually really dirty. It doesn't fall anywhere near as fast as it used to. Dog Martin says it's a toothpick knife. I don't like, what the fuck? Nick, what are you doing? What is that even? What the fuck, over? Pardon me. I don't dislike that. Sectum flipper. That's a good solid looking knife. I'd have to see one in person to see if it's worth $875, but it's a good looking knife. There's another Jim Burke. I don't like this one. I don't like that one. But I like this one. The Ronin Covert right here with the recurve blade. I don't dislike that one. I like that. Model 42 stainless steel. This is the one that I said I had. This is the exact same one I had. I don't know. This is a limited edition one. I don't know what year this was. I had mine a long time ago. $800. That seems to be the running price. What is this? There's another Blumeris, Hercules Blumeris knives. There we go. That's a knife. Shadow 4. That's a knife I can get behind. That's not a bad price right there. $795. That's a good knife right there. Solid one-piece construction. Nice. Hellhound, recently sold. Like I said, I don't like those. There's another Covert, Ronin Covert by Burke. So, yeah, I mean, we're not gonna go through this anymore. It's been an hour and a half. We'll do the last half hour. We'll just talk about some other stuff. I don't want to have to keep doing that. So, yeah, there's a lot of knives out there that are just like, I just can't, at this point in the knife world, the way things have gone, you can get a knife. Like, I guarantee I could go over to my case and pull out a $300 or $400 knife, and I would have every bit as good a knife in my hand as those $1,000 knives. Now, there's going to be some definite differences. Like I said, I explained it to somebody one time, and they're like, well, what's it worth? I was like, I've already replaced parts on this, and I'm not even the first owner. Like, John has never once asked if I was original purchaser. He knows I'm not the original purchaser. We've talked about this specific knife. They have records of sale. They asked for a serial number. I gave him a serial number, and he's like, oh, good. Yeah, that's a good one. They have records of every knife they sold and who bought it. So, like, if he just decided that he didn't want to honor the warranty because I'm not the original owner, well, within his rights. But the fact is, he has definitely supported me. I ordered a screw, oversized stop pin, and the bearings that got run down the garbage disposal when we first moved into this house. And never once has he charged me anything for it. So that's the difference. Like, if I break the pocket clip on my my Valona, I've got to suck it up. I'm probably gonna have to buy a new pocket clip. That's what you get. There's a big difference. Like there's some support and they stand behind their knives. There are production companies that do. Microtech, as much as people complain about it, back in the day, maybe their customer service was lacking, but Microtech, I've never had an issue with Microtech. I had a whale shark that I had sent in twice before I wound up selling it. Joshua Wilson says, I own Norseman 339 or 59. Mine is 1790. So, turning off this mouse. Yeah, guys. Hey, I'll tell you what. I am real tired, and I have to get up hella early. I've got to have my daughter at the hospital by 7. And if you guys know anything about San Diego traffic, that means I got to leave at like 5. So, yeah, I'm going to end this like 30 minutes early. Friday, we have Jim Skelton. I am going to go about an hour and a half early because of the time difference. So, that's going to be a fun one. Like I said, I'm going to ask Breeze if he can either direct people my direction or things like that. But it's not me I just have to drive, but I have to get everything ready. She's got to be at the hospital early for her upper GI. Yeah, and I'm gonna sleep tonight. I am tired. It's been incredibly hot. When you see the video that goes up tomorrow or Friday, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it. The one that goes up tomorrow or Friday, like I'm sweating. Like you can see it all on my arm because it's still 82 degrees at 9 o'clock at night, and I got a fan blowing in here, full bore blowing in here, and it's still it's so humid and it's so hot. It just drained everything out of me trying to film today and being in this closed up garage. Not so much that it's hot. Like I don't mind the heat. I spent a lot of time at downrange, Kuwait, Iraq, the deep water port in Ashweba in Kuwait and places like that, Bahrain. And so I'm used to Jebel Ali, Dubai, places like that. I'm used to the heat. The heat doesn't bother me. And the humidity doesn't bother me so much until I try to go to sleep and everything feels sticky, but then I just go to sleep. It's when I have to turn everything off for the audio, when I turn the fan off and everything, because for some reason the fan generates a noise that regardless of how loud it seems, when I record the videos, not on this microphone, but when I record the videos, I can't get rid of it. And when I do get rid of it, it fucks up the actual audio. So I close the garage door and I turn the fan off, and then I just film for however long. I break it up. Sometimes I'll stop. Like I'll film for 10, 15 minutes, and then I turn the fan off, then I film for 10, 15 minutes, and I turn the fan back on, and then I'll stop for I break it up. Plus my camera keeps overheating. So yeah, I have to break it up, so it makes it take a little bit longer. But just when I have it closed and there's no air moving, that just kills me. Like I can't stand when it's that still and it's hot and humid. That just kills me. It's just like being in a sauna. So all right, guys, that's it. I love you all. I hope this was fun. Everybody that donated, absolutely appreciate it. If you guys want to support the channel and you don't want to have to do a super chat and you don't want to have to join a membership, every one of my videos has got a ton of affiliate links in the bottom, in the description. And I do know that a lot of times there's not a specific link to that item, but any of those Amazon affiliate links will take you to Amazon, and you can find that item and anything you purchase. Like I'm talking, if you're buying sunflower seeds, shampoo, and Astroglide, like I don't know what kind of evening you've got planned, but by God, use my fucking affiliate links because I want to get paid for that. Chuck it, use my links for everything you buy. Like I keep trying to tell my friends, I'm like, why aren't you using my affiliate link every time you go to Amazon? Or like, oh, well, I wasn't buying knives. It's like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like once you click on that affiliate link, anything you purchase, once you use that link, it all supports the channel. So if you guys are going to shop on Amazon, absolutely would appreciate it. Like, I would love to say, like, I know Jared has affiliate links too. Jared makes a lot more fucking money on his videos than I do. So let's use my affiliate links. Don't tell him I said that. But yeah, don't tell Jared I said it, but fuck Jared. I'm just kidding. I was trying to talk to Jared today. Sent him a package, had a gift in it. So guys, I gotta go. Love y'all. I'll see you later. I'm out.